to the Mark Lesko Podcast, a podcast by diehard fans for fans. Mark covers all things Penn State football and the Pittsburgh Steelers, as well as anything related to the sports and fitness world. Tune in weekly to listen to a couple of dedicated fans talk about these topics without filters. Thank you for listening to the Mark Lesko Podcast.
All right, everybody, welcome back in to another episode of the Mark Lesko Podcast, joined by Brett Cable once again. Brett, how you doing?
Pretty good. How we doing, guys?
We're going to talk Penn State Michigan State pregame, and Tyler Smith is going to join us later for another episode of Penn State Basketball. He was at the game tonight. And I know he's friends with Calvin Booth, one of his former teammates. Someone said make him the GM. So we'll have to ask him about that.
And obviously Joe Crispin. He's obviously good friends with him.
Yes. Joe Crispin.
The legend.
Good friends with him. He could also coach football if he wants, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
They got the new freshman, Mingo, the 4-star. He's doing good.
Yep, Caden Mingo.
Yeah, they got a good coaching staff, man. They just gotta get the talent. But we'll talk to Tyler about that. So, Penn State, Michigan State. Brett and I were talking earlier. Literally the same record, and they literally haven't won since September. So, you know, that's fun.
0 Big Ten wins for both teams.
Yeah. It's
crazy.
It's been a heck of a season for us, for sure. So, this game is at 3:30 CBS Saturday at, I think it's called Spartan Stadium. Yeah, I was saying last night that we literally haven't won a game since, what's the date on this? Of course, ESPN doesn't have a date. Thanks,
Villanova.
ESPN, you trash network. What?
Villanova.
Yeah, we haven't won a game since Villanova.
It's crazy, but
which was
end of September
13th. So we haven't won a game in 2 months. And neither has Michigan State. So they haven't won a game in 2 months. We haven't won a game in 2 months. Our only 3 wins this year are to the easiest teams on our schedule, which is insane to think about.
Diabolical.
But, yeah. So, again, we're looking for our first Big Ten win. They're looking for their first Big Ten win. We're both looking for our first win since in 2 months. And they're not good. I would say we have a better coach. But real quick, the other night I was telling Brett that I got YouTube TV, and it was the day that ESPN was dropped from it. And I didn't know. I had no idea, which, if you think about it, as much as I watch sports, as much as I consume content related to sports, the fact that I didn't know is crazy. And when I got on the website, it said nothing about dropping ESPN, nothing. So I told them, I'm like, I want a refund. Like, I didn't know that you guys were dropping this. And I paid like $60-$70. And they emailed me back. They said, we're going to give you a $20 credit. And I said, you guys don't understand. I don't want YouTube TV. The only reason I got it is because it was cheaper at the time than Hulu, which I ended up getting anyway. And then they said, oh, we'll give you 2 free months. I said, no, I want a refund. So the last message I sent to them was, you guys are absolute clowns. Like, just refund me my money. I didn't know you didn't have ESPN. It's a joke. So YouTube TV, like, I'm never using that again. I didn't really use it that much before, but I definitely will never use it again. I mean, they could have everything on it, and I'll never use it again. So,
Yeah.
to all of you out there, please drop YouTube TV, please. I hope they go bankrupt. Honestly, I know we're on YouTube right now, but
Your
YouTube
TV
TV
sucks.
YouTube TV is absolute clown show, and they can't refund me $70. They'd rather keep that. So just drop it totally. Go to Hulu. Go somewhere else. Do not use YouTube TV. I want to use my platform to say that. So please do not use them. They're absolute. They're greedy, and their customer service is horrible. So just don't use them. Take a stand. Vote with your dollar. I certainly will with mine, and I will never use them again. So, Michigan State, man, Aiden Chillis, their leading passer, 1,392 yards. Makai Fraser, 493 yards. Yeah, he did. They got their backup, and then receiving wise, Nick Marsh is their number one receiver.
He's good.
Jordan Hall, huh?
He's good. We almost got him. Yep.
Yeah. Jordan Hall, 70 yards, and then Marion Smith, one interception. So across the board, let's see. I'm gonna look at our stats again. Like, I mean, across the board, man, we have a better coach for sure, and I think Grunk, I mean, he doesn't have as many passing yards as I think their backup does, but still, he's Grunk's a solid quarterback. Our leading rusher is 736. Our leading receiver somehow is only 300 yards, which is insane. But yeah, so across the board, man, we're pretty even. But I do think we're going to get this win because Terry Smith has his reins on the program pretty much almost fully at this point, like I was saying last night. And I just think that the more grip he gets on the program, the more he takes over, because he is a solid coach, that we're going to see the results of that. And last week, I think, was a good indication of that, of what we will see more of.
Yeah.
Therefore, I think we win out and we make a bowl. And I think that people will play, and like people will stay and they will play. And, we could be looking at a totally different season from here on out, honestly. So what do you think about this game, Brett?
Yeah, I mean, I think, like you said, Terry took the reins in the second half of the Indiana game last week, and it showed. He took the offense under control. At halftime, he basically told Andy Fonelnicki, there you go, there's a good one.
Clownelnicki.
Andy Fonelnicki, Clownelnicki. He told him we got to throw the ball down the field, and it happened. So he's not going to let that happen against Michigan State. He's going to start right away and throw the ball down the field right away. So Kobe Howard, Trevor Pena, and the boys, they're going to at least get some shots thrown their way. They just got to get open and make it happen. Michigan State is not known for having good defense ever, really. Not in the recent era, not in the 21st century, really. I mean, other than maybe 2014, I think they had a good year, or 2013, they had a solid year. 2021 or something like that, they had a decent year with Kenneth Walker, but yeah, their defense is never great. So I think we could take advantage, throw the ball down the field, get Nick Singleton in the flat. I mean, he showed some vision and some moves. He actually made some guys miss last game, so that was good. Fat man is fat man, so he's going to come to play ball, and he's going to come to run people over. So, I mean, that's going to happen. Yeah, I don't think there's any reason we should lose this game. Now, the only way I see us struggling is it's East Lansing. We never play good there, but we have Terry Smith under the helm. We don't have James Fraudlin. So with Terry Smith And I was checking the weather report already because the weather's always terrible there when we go. And there is a chance of rain, but that's days away, so it's really hard to say. But it's not supposed to be that cold that day. It's supposed to be, let's take a look here. I had it up. I don't know where it went, but I think it was in like the 40s or something like that. It wasn't crazy cold, so I don't know. It all depends on the weather. But if the weather is bad, pound the rock, make them earn it. Yeah, I mean, I think there's no moral victories in college football, but I think Penn State deserves a lot of credit and some grace for what they've been through. They've been through a lot. And like Terry said, the team deserves a win. Like we've said it too, like nobody deserves a win more than the Penn State players and Terry Smith. Nobody deserves to win more than them.
Mm-hmm.
And Jim Knowles has shown that he can switch the defense up and make it a little bit more simplified. And they blitz Mendoza 50% of the time. That's a lot. that's Manny Diaz type stuff. So we got to keep that up because it worked for us. If we don't do that, it might be a very close game. It could go the other way. So if we do a similar blitz package and play the way we did against Indiana, we should win. And not only win, we should win convincingly enough to where the Penn State fan base is at least happy for once on Saturday, right? At least happy. We deserve to be happy on a Saturday. On a Saturday night at 7:30, we're off work, we're watching the game. Like, we deserve to be happy. It's been 2 months, guys. So, I don't know. I think Kobe Howard's going to get a long one. I think he's going to get a touchdown. He hasn't had a touchdown yet. I think Kobe gets in the end zone. I think Nick and Fat get in the end zone, of course. And I think Gronk makes some plays with his legs. I think we had 3 sacks against Indiana. Should have had more. I think we get 5 or 6 sacks Saturday, guys. We have to show improvement.
Yeah. Welcome back, Mr. Bucknuts. Yeah, we are, man.
What's up, Mr. Bucknuts?
I'm a little sick right now. Got a sore throat and stuff, which I'll be fine. But that's why I feel a little sick, so I might look a little sick right now. But yeah, the team lately has not helped things, that's for sure. So we could win, and I think we will win. And think about how nice it would be to win and feel that feeling of winning again.
Yep.
Because if we win Saturday, what we're going to see the rest of the season is, by the way, I fell asleep earlier. So did the playoff rankings come out, right?
Yeah, I didn't really look at them, but let's take a look here.
So we could, like I said, we could win, and it would be nice to finally win again because like I said in my episode last night, Terry Smith seems to have his hands fully on this program. He has a full grip on this program, okay? Which means we're looking at a new team. We have a real coach now. So we're looking at a team who can score and move the ball, which they did on the number 2 team, a good defense, and we can stop them on the defensive side because Terry Smith has this grip on the team. Okay. Now, again, Jim Knowles, I think if we give him some time, he will be good. We have an Ohio State fan on here right now, so he might disagree with that, but I think we should give him some time and not just fire him right now. But, I do think that because Terry Smith is doing what he's doing and we have a good quarterback in Grunkmeyer, who is a legit quarterback, he's doing good for just now coming in. He's a freshman. So he's doing good, I think. Yeah. I think he's doing as good as he can do, honestly, and he's getting better. Yeah. We've progressed, and people keep saying, even fans of other teams, they're saying that we've lost by a combined 11 points or something like that Besides the Ohio State game, we've lost by what? Let's see here. 1 point. Yeah, we've lost. We haven't lost by much in most of those games, besides Ohio State. So, but under Terry Smith, we've lost by 1. We lost by 24, which it's Ohio State, man. So, we
lost by 1 twice
to Iowa. Yeah. We lost by 1 to Iowa. We lost by, under Terry Smith, we've lost.
Oh, yeah.
Close games. I mean, Ohio State, obviously, that's not going to be, to me, that, that's Ohio State, man. They're a powerhouse. To me, that doesn't count. Obviously, I don't mean the win part. They beat us up, but let's just take, besides that team, an absolute powerhouse. Let's take the Iowa game that we could have won. We lost by 1. Indiana, who we could have won, technically, even though we shouldn't have. We lost by 3. So we are getting better, man. And when I say Ohio State doesn't count, because they're a powerhouse. I mean, and they usually are, but yeah, it's so. I think they've progressed. Terry Smith has progressed. His team has progressed, and Grunkmeyer has progressed. Therefore, I think because of our schedule and the fact that Nebraska has a backup quarterback, we could win out and go to a bowl. All right. So I think we win this game. We got to pound the rock. I want to see them open up the offense, just simplify it again, simplify the offense, throw the ball deep, throw the ball all across the field, run the ball, just do what we need to do. And then on defense, just stop them, man. They're not that good. They're bad. They are not a good team. So I think we win 24-10. That's my score prediction. And I think Grunkmeyer is going to have at least 1 solid passing touchdown, and then we'll have 2 rushing touchdowns. Maybe by Singleton, man. I mean, look what they did last week. They simplified the offense. Singleton had a career game. I mean, he had a great game. He had 2 touchdowns, right? Singleton? 3. Okay, so he had all 3.
Two rushing and receiving.
Yeah. That's insane, man. So we saw what he can do when they simplify the offense. I mean, just think about that. Terry Smith in his 4th week, Nick Singleton has 3 touchdowns. That's insane. I mean, that clearly there's something against the number 2 team in the country. That's a good team we played. That's a good defense we played. And it could have the Heisman winner as their quarterback. So what we did when we did it is very telling, I think. So it looks good overall, man. So I have us winning 24-10. And I want to see more than 1 passing touchdown. I want to see Grunk throw it deep. But I think if they really do simplify this offense, like I think they are, we're going to see it's just going to get better because of who we're playing. So we don't have Ohio State again. We don't have A&M, Indiana. We don't have Oregon. We have 3 teams that we could beat, and that would carry a lot of momentum into next year.
Keeping recruits, all of it.
So let me hold on. Let me pop this up.
Yeah, the rankings are terrible. I just looked at them. They're pretty bad.
Terry Smith. He's gearing up to offer some WPIAL guys NIL revenue, which means he is going to hope. So this news tells me one thing. He's coming back.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to be as the head coach based on our sources, but he's coming back, and we know who our coach is right now, I think, because it wouldn't make sense for him to be offering NIL money to these guys to go somewhere else. That means he's staying most likely, and I think we know who our next coach is. Brian Daboll was wearing a Penn State shirt today at home. Now his daughter does go to Penn State, but I think he could be our next OC as well.
Yeah.
He is a good coach. They had so much young talent, man, the Giants. They have Malik Neighbors, they have Jackson Dart, Cam Scatibo, what's his name? Scattaboo. Abdul, Kayvon Thibodeau, man, like they have so much young talent. And he just couldn't pull it together. And I feel for the guy because I think he is a pretty decent coach, but I think he could be our OC next, honestly. So some good things coming up the road here. And you know,
and
it starts this weekend with a win. So and then we come back home.
With the Terry Smith thing, I think that has part to do with Pat Kraft is not going to let him go. It's going to be one of those. If he offers, another guy head coaching position, he's going to be like, but listen, Terry Smith is non-negotiable. Like, he's staying. He's staying in Happy Valley. He's an elite recruiter. He's an elite coach. He's staying in Happy. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, Pat Kraft gets to decide that. Like, if you want to come to Penn State and be our head coach, you have to retain Terry Smith. He's going to stay here for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, I think he's here to stay, man. Like, and I fully support it. Hold on a
100%.
second.
Yep.
Yeah, so the college football playoff rankings, what are they, Brett?
So I'll start at 12 and go back. 12 is Utah. By the way, Utah is terrible. Or no, Utah's 13. Never mind.
I wouldn't say terrible, but they're not.
They're not. Yeah, they're not
12
very good.
But there's also
BYU
like the shoe-in stuff. So
BYU is 12. Oklahoma is 11. Texas is 10, by the way. Notre Dame is 9 for no reason. Oregon is number 8 for barely a reason. They came back and beat Iowa. Ole Miss is number 7. That makes good sense. Texas Tech is 6. Georgia is 5. Alabama is 4. Texas A&M 3. Indiana 2. Ohio State 1. The top 5 makes sense. Obviously, they're not.
So
surprising.
I'll say this. I spoke to a Notre Dame fan this weekend. He hit me up, and he had nice things to say. And then I've talked to a couple respectful, good Ohio State fans. There's one I'm actually trying to get on here. Mr. Bucknuts, if you have Instagram, DM me. Let's talk. But Ohio State, man, and this isn't because Zach Smith on Menace 2 Sports said not to watch my show. That's fine. I love his show. So I'm going to keep being a subscriber and watching him, whether he likes me or not. Unless he blocks me. I don't know if he would, but Ohio State, they deserve to be number 1, 100%. Their defense is really good. This has nothing to do with what Zach Smith said. Okay. This is just looking at college football and appreciating it across the board. Ohio State and us have one thing in common. We both hate Notre Dame. Even though I did have a nice conversation with a Notre Dame fan. Ohio State is number 1. They should be number 1. They should stay number 1. Indiana is still 2, which makes no sense. But like Mr. Bucknuts just said, they will beat Indiana. And after last week, I believe that's true. Because honestly, before that, I would have thought Indiana would beat Ohio State or just about anybody because they were looking so good, man. They beat Oregon on the road. And then they come in, and again, it's Beaver Stadium. I mean, you got to kind of consider that. But the fact that they're still number 2, that doesn't really make sense. But I think Ohio State beats Indiana. I think, and here's the thing, too. Notre Dame, dude, it's not like anything personal to them, bro. They lost their 2 best games. So whoever they play, they're going to beat them, man. You know what I mean? Like, they're going to beat them. I mean, I don't get it. Like, what's the story with that? Tyler Smith, what's up?
Friends.
What's up, Tyler?
Hey, what's up, guys? How's it going?
Good, man. Yeah, we're just finishing up football here, Tyler, real quick, and then we'll talk some b-ball.
Love it.
But yeah, Notre Dame, man. I don't know. I think whoever they play, which right now would be Ole Miss, right? No, they would play Oregon. So I think they lose to Oregon, they lose to Ole Miss, they lose to Texas Tech, they lose to Georgia. Like they're not gonna make a run, Brett. I don't know. What do you think? So
Yeah, they have a good running game. Their quarterback's pretty good, but their defense is not what it was last year at all. So,
Tyler, but what's your score prediction, Brett?
oh, score prediction for Penn State, Michigan State. You said 24-10?
Yeah.
Penn State?
Us.
Yeah, I think we're going to have some life offensively. I think Grunk is that defense for Michigan State is going to be – he'll pick that apart. He just played some of the best defenses back-to-back weeks. He's going to be ready to go. So,
yeah,
I'm thinking I'm going to put a 30-piece up on there. I mean, I won't believe it until I see it, but I think we can put a 30-piece up on Michigan State. 30-13. We're going to smack.
Yeah, I was just going to say, if we can get one more passing touchdown from Grunk, make it 31, I'm cool with that.
30-13, we're smacking them in East Lansing. So let's do it.
Yep. Tyler, do you want to say anything about football? Or you want to jump right in to basketball?
Football, for sure, baby. It's still football season. It's nice that it can be both. It doesn't have to be one or the other. You know, we can share the season. And yeah, man, dude, it's it's what a struggle it's been. I hope they're just kind of getting all the bad stuff out. You know, it's like you miss all your shots preseason so that you can make them or before the game so that you can make them in the game, so that they can have a better year next year. But there's still games to play. And like, listen, we've all been on those teams that you just can't find ways to win. And we've also been on teams where you don't know how, but man, we're just finding ways to win. And I just my heart goes out to these guys because like those guys at their core, these guys are still competitors, right? I mean, they're not just out there for the paycheck. I mean, these guys want to win, man. These guys want to hit people, hurt people, and win games. I mean, that's why you play football. And so I just hope they can still find some good ways to some good things to finish the season with, and there just haven't been a whole lot of bright spots. I was surprised. I didn't realize Singleton was only 2 touchdowns behind what's his name, running back, Saquon Barkley.
Saquon,
yeah, for the record, that was super impressive. Kind of, not that he snuck up on it, but like, man, that's some amazing company, man.
Yep.
Tyler, people have been saying that your former teammate, your friend Calvin Booth, he should be the next GM of Penn State football. What do you think?
GM of Penn State football? That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah.
He's a smart dude, man. I was super impressed with his trajectory and how well he did after college and stuff. And he was so quiet in college. Like, you never would have guessed that was going to be his career path. But yeah, man, brilliant dude. Another one of my teammates, Jarrett Stevens, was a scout for the Nuggets, and he talks so highly of him. He's like, man, you wouldn't believe this stuff. Like, Cal can just see this stuff, man. He just sees these guys and how they're going to play out before like anybody else does, and how they're just going to fit. So he's a special dude for sure. But yeah, who knows, man? It's a really fun, like, new era in so many ways.
Be a nice homecoming for sure.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. And I think his son was supposed to come here and play basketball, and now he's at Notre Dame. Or is he still at Notre Dame though? I might have lost track.
I think so. Or Shrewsbury? I think so.
Yeah.
Maybe. Let's look. But so you went to the game? I watched the game, Tyler. It was a good game tonight.
You went to the game, Tyler?
Yeah, I went to it. I took my daughter, and it was really fun. We had a great time. It was cool them playing Navy on Veterans Day too. I mean, Veterans Day, like, hats off to all our veterans. Oh my gosh, those guys and women are just phenomenal people that give up so much. And I never served, but have so much respect for those people. And just so they stood. They had everybody who had served stand at one point, and that might have been the loudest cheer of the game, and rightly so. They also showed Ed DeChellis up on the screen. So DeChellis, for those of you who've been around for a little bit, he was a Penn State coach for a while after Jerry Dunn. So I didn't play for DeChellis, but I got to know him a little bit. And then he coached Navy right after he took the Penn State team to the tournament 2011, if I remember right, 10 or 11.
Yeah.
Right after that, he took the job at Navy, which was a really strange move, it seemed like at the time, because they just gone to the tournament. Why would you go to Navy from a Big Ten school?
Yep.
I'm sure he got his reasons and everything, but long story short, he was the head coach of both those teams, and so he was in the crowd tonight just watching, and that must have been a pretty cool moment for him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's good to have him back, man. I mean, we have a great staff, but it'd be great to have him back on the staff. It's in some capacity. Great mind, you know.
Yeah, he had a lot of success, and
He did.
it was funny that so I'm talking with my daughter about Navy, and I filled her in on David Robinson. I'm like, "You ever heard of David Robinson?" She's like, "No." I'm like, "Well, here's a little history lesson for you." And so, because Robinson, I can't remember what height he entered Navy, but he came in maybe as like, I don't know, like 6'1" or 6'2" or something, and grew like 10 inches or something crazy at Navy. And so that's how he became 6'11". And then he's like, well, you're gonna have a hard time fitting on these submarines, So fortunately, he turned into a pretty good basketball player, and got the waiver. He didn't have to actually serve his 5 or 6 years in the Navy after, because he's a first round pick.
Beat the heck out of us in '85, right? That's the last time we played him. So.
Is that the last time we played him? That's pretty cool.
We played him in 1985. He was on the team, and I guess we got cooked. So I don't know what the score was.
No way! Is that right? That's cool. That's a fun fact right there. I didn't know that.
They said it on TV on the Big Ten Network. Miles Dredd was
cool.
On the game, so that was cool.
Good.
Yep,
That's awesome. Yeah. Yep. Miles does a nice job, man. It's fun to see him doing those Penn State games. Yeah.
Tyler, we're 3-0 right now. Again, Penn State basketball. It's that's my basketball team. My second team is North Carolina.
Same.
But, Penn State. And you're wearing Duke blue right now, so.
Yeah, I hate Duke. So I'm a North Carolina Tar Heel fan behind Penn State.
Well,
growing up, I love the colors. So yeah.
I will say this too. Like, one reason I do like North Carolina, the colors, Michael Jordan, and Penn State and Tyler Smith beat them.
Yeah.
In the second round. So
absolutely.
I wonder if Jordan watched that game. He probably did. He was probably watching a tournament game.
He knows who you are, Tyler.
So I mean, we can say that Jordan was watching me play. I watched him play a lot more than he watched me play, but at least we watched each other. At least I feel like it's fair now.
Yeah. So we're 3-0, Tyler. What do you think of the season so far? I mean, and 3-0 looks good no matter what. I mean, Penn State was 3-0. Penn State football was 3-0 at one point.
This is true. This is true. Let's hope Game 4 goes better for Penn State basketball than the football. So who do we have next? We've got LaSalle next. That'll be a better test. Nice that it's a home game, and then it's not a super challenging non-conference schedule, which I don't really have a problem with, especially with it being such a young team. They are so stinking young. That's just kind of the theme this year. It's not a great theme to have every year, but sometimes it's just going to be the way it goes. So it's been a little bit of a slow start, I think. Like the first game, that was a little too close. That needed to be the Fairfield game. And I'll be honest with you, I don't know if I knew that New Haven was a D1 school. Are they confirmed D1 school?
New Haven.
Probably not.
I don't think so. No, they're okay. No, they're definitely not, Tyler. They have they have like a high school. They have like a high school gym.
It's like a branch campus of a low D1 school.
They played on like a high school court. From what the pictures looked like, it looked like a high school basketball court.
Yeah, I only saw a couple of pictures. And listen, no disrespect to New Haven. I'm sure those guys are hustling. It was just kind of funny because I'm like, I thought I was a little more well versed in my Division I schools, but hey, nevertheless, it's like when I saw them playing against Navy tonight, and they threw a couple different things down, and even Navy threw a couple things at Penn State, and I'm like, some of this stuff they're doing now is just to kind of like get those reps in for later on down the road when they're playing games that might mean a little bit more. But I thought that Um, Mingo looked pretty good tonight. He's kind of their big name guard and wing player. I think who I really liked
Freddie,
was Josh Reed actually.
Josh, Josh Reed
Yeah,
too. But
yeah. I liked his game. I thought he did a nice job. I know he only had 11 points and 6 boards, but like he just seems really solid out there. Yeah, Mingo was nice, finished with 16. But yeah, how about Freddie finished with 19? I didn't realize he had 19.
off the
And
bench.
just off the bench, yeah, 27 minutes. I mean, that's good for him, man. We need some wing guys that we feel like are going to be consistent and reliable. Um, I thought Tunka, no, not Tunka. The big guy. Is it
Uric.
Uric?
Uric.
Yeah, yep.
Tyler,
I thought,
I can pull up the roster here.
yeah, I'm looking at Uric.
He's a
He's
big guy.
funny. He had like a tip dunk at one point. I don't think it counted. I think it was right after the whistle. But I was like, all right, Uric, because when you see him shoot threes, I don't think his toes leave the ground. But he had some nice finishes, and then uh yeah, Mingo had boy, he had some really nice passes to guys too, man. He really was like kind of a step ahead and seeing the floor, which is cool to see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
True
Yeah.
freshman at that too. I mean, that's awesome.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
Eli Rice, since he had the injury last year, they're going to probably slow roll him into the game plan. He had a 3 or a couple points off the bench, but yeah, Eli Rice is a wing. I think they'll probably get him more involved. But yeah, Josh Reed, he's a senior from Cincinnati, so I think he's going to give the team a lot of spark and veteran leadership. So that's good, for sure.
So,
Yeah.
Tyler, not to interrupt you guys, but when it comes to this team, Tyler, like we have players and we have a great coaching staff. Like, what's it going to take for Penn State basketball to be a legit, have a legit shot at competing in the Big Ten? I mean, it's like they got to pull it all together. Because Penn State would be a great basketball school. We've said this, and BJC is a great venue. I love going there. So.
Yeah, it's a great venue when I think when you're winning games and people are showing up. It's not such a great venue if you just don't have like the excitement around whatever sport's playing it, and that's the issue. Like when late 90s when it was first built and the team was doing pretty well. Like I mean, there was people like in the upper decks like an hour before the game, and a lot of these games, like I don't think they ever put the curtain down. That was something that happened like later on, and it's just you have to win games and then people will show up. And I think there was some years where the team was like, well, why aren't people showing up? It's like, well, you got to give them something to show up for, and that's not always nice to hear. But like my senior year, we weren't very good, and people just listen. They're going to show up when you win games. But I think the talent level they have now is good. I don't think it's at an elite level yet. But those coaches, man, they're always recruiting. I mean, like just like any sport, they're like always looking, always working to get guys in. I mean, the fact that they got Mingo in there is super impressive. I know, everybody knows they've been recruiting his brother, who's like even better, right behind him in high school, like maybe the top 5 guy in the country. So, yeah, I like their coaching staff. I like them a lot, man. I think they've got some really good guys that have been together for a while, and just the fact that they're even adding like these other positions, like is it Scott Para, I believe his name is, who's the GM for the basketball team there. That's kind of a cool ad, and they also have the guy that was the Bucknell coach for a while. I'm blanking on his name, but man, he's super bright guy too, and adds a lot, I think, to the program. So, yeah, man, I hope they can overachieve in some ways. I mean, they're obviously not picked to be one of the top teams in the Big Ten this year, but that just, in a way, like that just makes you hungrier. Sometimes it's just better to be that underdog the whole way through, and just fight and scrap and claw and get some tough wins. I'm sure they're going to have a lot of games that they're right there that maybe they just miss out on winning, but I think they're going to be a team that are just a pain to play against a lot of these Big Ten teams this year.
Yeah. Burnout said, if you have a good point guard and shooting guard, you can be competitive in most games. Yeah. Yeah.
Burnout. That's the thing, man. Guards run the world. Those bigs don't get the ball unless those guards make it happen. And those guards are the ones that control the tempo in the game. So, the fact that they've got an elite guy and Mingo running the show, you got a couple good wing guys. I think it's going to be interesting to see who kind of steps up there. It's hard to say who that's going to be right now, but I like some of the pieces they've got there. Even a couple of their bigs. I think they've got a pretty good collection of bigs, probably better than as a whole in the last couple of years. Obviously our guy last year that got drafted, he was great. And you're not going to replace him instantly, but they got some pretty good big bodies. I think that can. He looked like he was subbing them in and out, and they replaced for each other pretty well tonight. Navy had the one guy 6'11", who he was decent, he was good, but he's not a maybe Big Ten 6'11" guy, and that's okay. But holy cow, how's he going to fit in a submarine 6'11"?
Yeah, seriously.
What about the guy from
those people on the aircraft carriers?
The guy from Turkey, what's his name? I think he's going to be good. He just has to clean up some stuff. I can't think of his name right now.
Yeah.
A lot of them are from different countries.
Is that Ivan or is that Tibor? I think that's Ivan. I think Tibor is from Croatia.
I don't know, Brett. That's a good question.
I got to get my countries right with these guys.
He can shoot.
Well, being that this is a football show, Tyler, mainly,
Okay.
we don't really have different countries on our team, Like the last guy I remember, honestly, that was from a different country was Tamba Hali. But I'm sure there's been more, but Tamba Hali, that's a guy. He came from, was it Haiti? He came from Haiti. But yeah. So
Tuca's only 6'5". He looks taller, so I don't know.
Who are you thinking of?
Tuca. Yeah, he looks taller than 6'5".
Oh yeah. He's more of a guard. I was thinking of the bigs, but doesn't Penn State football? Haven't they had a couple of good guys from Canada, or am I making that up?
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Theo Johnson plays for the Giants. He's from Canada. He went to Penn State.
Okay, very cool.
Theo Johnson is a starting tight end. Well,
for us, the guys from California, that's almost a different country because it's so far away. Or you know what I mean? Like, remember Andrew Corliss? He was from freaking California. That was crazy to have him playing at State College. But
that is funny, man.
Tyler, Siani, Sasha.
Yeah, Sasha.
6'10".
6'9".
Who else are you thinking of?
Tibor.
You said Tibor.
There's Ivan Juric. And Tibor.
Juric is my favorite so far, for sure.
Yeah, I like Juric, man.
He's the most polished right now. Yeah.
Yep, he is. He is pretty polished. It's fun seeing these big guys that can shoot a little bit too.
Yep.
7-footer is
Ivan.
Ivan.
That's our guy.
Yep.
That's our guy.
He's got a full beard coming in.
Full beard, a little scraggly kind of,
Yeah.
But no, shoot, they might have almost as many international guys as American guys.
They do.
Yeah.
A guy asked me one time recently, he said, where's been the bigger influence, the NBA on the international game or the international game on the NBA? And I thought that was a really good question. And he asked me this a few years ago. And I was like, it's gotten to the point where it's almost like the international game has had more influence on the NBA. You have so many good foreign guys now. And you've got even things like the Euro step, like that wasn't a thing until Manu Ginobili, like, you know, brought this thing, and then everybody starts doing it. So it's kind of cool how international basketball has become since like the early 90s when the Dream Team like beat everybody by 150 points.
The first one I can remember growing up, obviously Yao Ming. I mean, that was like one of the first ones that I can remember as a kid. Yao Ming was huge. He was good.
Yeah. Shaq said that he didn't know he spoke English. He said, what did he say? He's like, nice shot, Yao. He's like, thanks, brother. It's like that was like his 4th year in the league. He didn't know he spoke English, so he never talked to him.
Dude, that's funny. That's really funny.
Tyler, we got some the whole time.
By the way, Tyler, we've gotten a lot of we're getting a lot more engagement, comments. Yeah. So we got some comments here if you want to read them. If you need to jump off, that's fine.
No, I'm good, man. I'm good.
All right. Guards that penetrate the point make even average big men better than on offense. With putbacks or even passes underneath when the defense press up to stop the drives. Tyler?
Yeah, you're spot on, Burnout. I mean, it sounds like you played a little bit, maybe coached a little bit too, man. I mean, those guards always make it happen. I was always becoming best friends and taking my point guard out to lunch or dinner with any new team I joined, because otherwise, how else are you going to get the rock, right? Those guards, I love playing with good guards because they make my job so much easier. They create all the shots. I just got to find the open spot. Anytime I play with the better guards I played with, then the more productive and the better my stats were going to be. That's just how it always was with any team I went to. I love those guys. Our offense is predicated on disruption in the paint. Yep. Yeah, I mean, if you don't get that ball in the paint, then you're never going to make the defense shift, and you're never going to make them respect anything else. So you have to have guards that can get in there. Even if you don't have bigs that you're throwing the ball into that score regularly, it always shifts the defense and will open things up for you. There was a number of possessions tonight where Penn State did a great job of drive and kick, extra pass, open shot. They didn't always make the open shot, but that was really good basketball to see. International guys cost less. Yes.
That's
Who said that? That was funny. Vance.
They do cost less. When Penn State football is not in season, my dad worships college basketball since his high school Loyal Sock. Yeah. Still a juggernaut in high school basketball. Loyal Sock. Yep.
Yeah, Loyal Sock. Loyal Sock had that one. I don't know a whole lot about Loyal Sock, but there was one kid I think that was all-state in like a couple of sports. He was like a quarterback, and then he played baseball. He got like a baseball scholarship to maybe like North Carolina or something a couple years ago. They got some good teams over there. ESPN and Disney's fault, not YouTube TV.
Yeah, we were talking about YouTube TV earlier. They really I got it literally the night they dropped ESPN, and I didn't know. So I was like,
good thing it's month to month, right?
Refund.
Yeah.
And they were like, no.
Okay, Vance lives in Loyal Sock. I remember.
Yes, Vance, I see you. And then they offered like $10 off, right? They're like, hey, sorry you don't have ESPN and like all the channels you want to watch. Here's $10.
Yeah, I asked them for a refund. They wouldn't give it to me. I'm like, dude, you got what is wrong with you guys? Seriously, like I didn't know. But
that's funny. That's hilarious that you just got that, because I like you and I must be like living parallel lives, because I was about to get YouTube TV within a day or two, and I went to sign up for it, and I'm like, wait, what? And my wife's like, hey, I don't think ESPN is a part of it. I just saw this headline. I'm like, that's crazy. And so now I'm looking at Hulu, and I might end up going with Hulu for a little bit, and then if YouTube TV comes back with the other channels, then I'll switch back. But because I had YouTube TV a couple of years ago, and I really liked it, and it was a lot more cost effective too at the time. But we have Xfinity, and man, Xfinity TV has gotten like crazy expensive. So that's getting dropped here real soon. I'll probably go to Hulu and run with that.
I got the family. I told Mark I got the family discount on DirecTV right now. So I downloaded the DirecTV app on my new like Amazon Fire Stick. My mom put her info in. We live in different areas, like not far. And I logged in one time a month ago, and I'm good. I can watch whatever DirecTV for
Oh, that's
free.
awesome.
So yeah,
That's a good
she's
way
cool
to
with
do it.
So, yeah.
What other hacks do we have? I'm sure the audience would love hearing some of the tech and life hacks.
I mean, we
That's
can't
good.
get too big of a show, or we're gonna get, I'm gonna get a bill sent in the mail. Listen, you can't be watching.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I definitely need to get a Fire Stick, man. Like, I have Apple TV and a PS5.
And that's the thing. I didn't need a Fire Stick for my TV. I have a smart TV, but my Samsung TV did not have the DirecTV app on it. I'm like, that doesn't make sense. So I got the Fire Stick. It was worth to get it because now I can watch whatever, So
That's
Tyler,
cool.
definitely get Hulu right now because it's like 64 something a month, and then with Red Zone, which I have, it's like $80. So for 3 months, you get it for $64.
Yep.
But after that, it increases to 89 instead of 82. So cancel it and then just sign up again and get 82.
Oh, maybe just do a different email address. I'll do Yahoo, Hotmail, MS, all the old school ones.
Like Amazon. I saw this one meme. It was Dwight Schrute, and it said when you use different emails for an Amazon account, and it was like him with a mustache or something like that.
Yeah, that's great. No, yeah, Hulu's coming in our house. We're paying way more than we should be for TV.
Yeah,
Direct
it's bad.
streaming.
Like my parents had DirecTV, and then they just dropped it totally. And then there's people that have Xfinity too, and it's just way too expensive. Like, streaming is the way to go. Honestly, it is.
Yeah, and there's so many stinking choices. Like, I just Googled it real quick to see like what made the most sense, and I was like, oh my gosh, there's 10 right off the bat, and there was like even more than that out there. So, who's this little friend, Brett?
This is Rocky.
Rocky.
This is handsome man Rocky.
Yep. He was chasing a chicken, running up some stairs.
He's a hunter. He likes to hunt. Man.
Yeah. What number is that? Is that Rocky 2 where he's chasing the chicken, or is that Rocky 1?
I've seen most of them, but asking me which. I couldn't tell you which one that's in.
I think it's Rocky 2. But Tyler, going forward with this schedule, I mean, what do you think they can do? What do you think they can do? Like, can this team compete? I mean, these games are close that they're playing,
I think Providence is probably the first hardest game coming up. Providence is always pretty good. So
yeah, Providence will be a good test for them. I'm curious to see how this LaSalle game is going to go also. Because being a Philly school, they probably have a lot of pride and wanting to beat like a Big Ten team, and those Philly guys, man, they always want to bring their best against like a bigger name conference, bigger name school maybe. So those two will be interesting to watch. I'm just concerned that maybe just because it was like this is how it went last year, is they had a really good non-conference and they were beating guys up, and then man, Big Ten season hit and they just hit a slide. I think they lost like 7 in a row, and so I'm like, having a little PTSD of that, and like seeing this non-conference. I'm like, I could see them winning all these non-conference games, and then the Big Ten season hits, and it's like, oh baby, here we go. But yeah, I mean, what's Burnett saying? One caught LaSalle, Temple, and they all jointly hate Nova. That's hilarious.
Yeah,
Tyler, they had a lot of injuries though last year. That didn't help. Puff was hurt. Ace was hurt. So
yeah,
a lot of close losses too, like painful.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I think if they didn't have those injuries, they would have been in a way better spot. But
part of the game.
Yeah, no, that's a really good point. When Puff went down last year, holy cow, that really just, it just knocked them back a few steps, unfortunately, and they just didn't really recover for a while. But it's going to be a fun season, I think. It's fun for me, kind of learning some new guys and seeing like what their strengths are and stuff. Because with new teams, you're like, what's this identity going to be? And every team needs to kind of find that. Like, what are we about? How do we win games? Who are our go-to guys down the stretch? As I'm kind of watching the game today, it was like it was so there wasn't one guy like really standing out more than another. It was like, well, this guy's doing what this guy, and like the scoring was super balanced. Navy, on the other hand, they only really had two guys that kind of worried me. It was number 10, Kim Jun-woo. He was a baller, man. The first time he ripped it through to the right and went by one of our guys for a layup. I'm like, man, this guy can play. So he was nice. And number 11, Donovan Draper, he had a nice game too. Their little point guard, number 1, Austin Benigni. I don't know how you say his last name exactly, but real solid point guard. And my daughter's like, he just looks like an Austin.
Yeah,
he kind of does.
He was a shorter point guard too, right? Like, I don't have his height in front of me. He was probably 6 feet, maybe, probably shorter.
Yeah. I'm like, dude, he totally just looks like a Navy guy. He looks like a Navy guy that's just really good athlete and stuff. So I see this team being a pretty balanced team. Whereas last year you had Ace kind of run the show. You had, what was the big guy's name? Now I'm blanking on it. He leaves for a few months and all of a sudden I'm a fair weather. Yannick.
Yeah. Yannick Conan Nunenizer. One of the most insane names you'll ever hear.
What a great name. Gosh, we keep getting great names. I mean, look at our roster now. I mean, geez, we got
that's like
Mingo, Yudich.
An action movie like character name. Like, that's insane. Providence put 101 up on Virginia Tech. They lost 107-101. They put 106 up on Penn today. Beat them 106-81. So their offense might be really good. So I don't know.
Oh baby, they're playing at a Joe Crispin pace. That's where Joe wants to get these guys to, is being in the 90s and 100. Early on last year, we had some higher scoring games, but we haven't really had those yet. I mean, you should be minimum 80 in a lot of these preseason games. They hit 80 tonight, but and the other one was good. They beat up on New Haven. But yeah, I mean, I think that's the pace he wants to play. I think Coach Rhodes and like most head coaches get a little nervous at that kind of speed. I think they like a little more control and maybe a little more defense. But getting more offense would be a step forward over last year. What Burnout's saying. That's true, man. That's offense that has seemed to be something that they just haven't really had the serious firepower. But man, it would be awesome to have these guys scoring in the 90s and 100s. That makes it fun. It makes it exciting when you're scoring a lot of points. We got a new view here with Lesko.
What's up, guys?
Nice.
My computer is literally updating itself right now mid episode. So can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah, you're good.
Yeah,
all right.
Perfect. You're like a sideline reporter now.
Reporting live from my phone here.
Yeah. I was gonna ask you quick, Tyler.
What did I miss? Did I miss anything?
Oh, just talking about it'd be nice to see more points for Penn State right now, but the team's young and it's early. I was gonna ask, how Freddie came off the bench, and then you got a couple other guys that were there last year playing off the bench. Do you think he was just trying to get some of these new guys acquainted, get them acclimated? They had them starting over Freddie, because Freddie DeLeon, you would think, would be a starter, right? He's a junior. He was here last year. He's very good talent. I think he just wanted to get these new guys experience, so he started them. Might have been the lineup too, with having the bigs in the game and stuff like that. But I think once we get into Big Ten play, they're going to play the best 5, and then bring guys off the bench from there.
Yeah, that could be tough when you just think about like team dynamics sometimes. If you got guys that have been there for a couple of years and then new guys coming in and they're getting the starts right out of the gate. Now guys that are a little more mature can handle that because they know, and sometimes guys do better coming off the bench. I mean, you remember when who's the lefty guard that's like all world with the big beard in the NBA. I'm blanking on his name. Played with OKC and then the Rockets and that.
Harden?
Yes, Harden. Thank you.
Harden?
Gosh, like I can't think of anything tonight. James Harden, he was like 6th man of the year for a little while, and then like the next year he was MVP. So it's not a bad thing to come off the bench, especially when you know, hey, the coaches trust me. I'm actually going to give a really big boost, and those are super important guys. So big credit to Freddie that he came off the bench and really like performed. You know, he kind of like welcomed the challenge, and I don't know if he's going to keep doing that. I mean, shoot, if it's like you like to think, well, if you're playing well, you earn a starting spot, and that's true. But at the same time, like you want guys to like be productive off the bench like that. So,
absolutely, yeah.
You know, who knows how that's going to kind of evolve, or like if the other guys maybe were just having a little more impact in practice and stuff.
Yeah.
But it's boy, I love it when guys come off the bench and just give you that boost. And can we just talk about the 5th? I mean, my daughter and I were talking about that today. Like, that's pretty awesome. Like, how deep is that going to go? Like 100 years from now, is it going to be like Freddie DeLeon the 17th? Like, that'd be amazing.
He is the 5th.
The 5th.
I didn't know he was the 5th. That's crazy.
I think I've only seen up to like the 3rd. You know, you got juniors.
Yeah, I feel like people usually stop it at 3, right? Because
yeah, that's pretty awesome, man. Keep it going, Freddie.
If you find somebody with the last name July, you have to go to 4. You have to, right? July the 4th.
I know.
That'd be insane. Freddie.
Yeah, burnout bench scoring salt in the wound. That's a great phrase. I like that, to the opposing team. Yep, that's really good.
Because I mean, look at Jimmy Butler, right? Jimmy Butler wasn't great when he started. He didn't show out until he was like mid-30s, right? That's when he started getting good. So, or like really acclimating himself in the NBA.
Yeah. And Vance, you make a nice comment about a lot of subs. There were a lot of subs. It seemed like guys, man, they were coming in and out. Like I stopped kind of paying attention to the subbing because it was just happening like every whistle, it seemed like. And Mike Rhodes got a tech early on this game. He wasn't real happy about a call, which was kind of funny. And
I feel like that's a weak call on the refs, like to give somebody a tech. I don't know over that.
Yeah.
Well, we don't know what he said, though. I mean,
we don't know what he said exactly.
He could have said something
Sometimes
crazy.
those things are warranted.
He could have been like, "Your wife was in my driveway yesterday." Like that would have been that would be a tech. That'd be tech worthy for sure.
I can't remember who it was, but one coach said, "Hey, ref." Maybe it was like Bobby Knight or something. He was like, "Can you give me a technical for what I'm thinking?" And the ref's like, "Well, no, Bobby, I can't do that." He goes, "Good, because I think you freaking suck." Maybe a little more colorful than that. But the rest are like, "That's pretty good." No, I can't give you a tech. That was too good.
I think Shrewsbury got more mad than anybody when he was at Penn State. Dude, he was there for 2 years, and he would get so mad. He would.
DeChellis did too. DeChellis.
Oh,
DeChellis. Yeah. He would get pretty heated.
He would get heated.
Oh yeah.
Who was the women's coach?
There was Coquise, and then before her, you think Coquise, Washington?
Yeah, she would get heated too. Like she got pretty fired up from what I remember.
Yeah. And Renee Portland, man, she was tough. She was the head coach for the women's team when I was playing, and man, like all the guy players were scared of her. I'll tell you.
Oh yeah. I think they always said Joe was scared of her too.
Oh yeah. We were probably more scared of her than we were Jerry Dunn.
Dude, you know who my favorite lady line was? You probably knew her, Tyler. Kelly Mazzani, by far the best, dude.
Yes. Kelly was phenomenal. She was such a good player. I think she was 1 year behind me. I don't think we were the same year, but
she was so
2004 to 2011, her playing career. So
Mazzani was? Okay.
Wait, what was her Penn State? Penn State.
Oh
Was
yeah,
that
then maybe she was 2000 to 2004. But yeah, she was phenomenal. Really nice girl, man. She was awesome.
2000, 2004?
I want to say she was yeah, there's a really cool picture of her up in the BJC, and she's like making this pivot, this turn as she's driving, and her ankle is turned like this funky way. And I remember when it first went up, she's like, I don't even know how my ankle is like turned like that. That's so weird looking. But she was just such a wonderful person, super hard worker. Man, she just seemed to like never have a bad game. It was like every game,
Yeah.
25 points, every game, 30 points. Like she was just a machine. And and I remember the trainer saying, yeah, we do all these like aerobic tests to see like how in shape they are like before the season or whatever. And she's like, Kelly was like off the charts. She could like run forever and like not get tired. And like her heart rate would never go up. I'm like, dude, that's so stinking cool. She's like a superhero.
She lives a mile. Vance has all the basketball stuff going on. Lives a mile from
Yeah.
Vance.
What?
Man,
Oh, Burnout
definitely,
and Vance.
definitely tune in for our basketball stuff, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is she where's she coaching now, Vance? If you can hear me. I thought she was at Bucknell for a minute, but I could be wrong. Or somewhere over that way.
I just saw it.
Looks like Bucknell, right?
Is it Bucknell? Okay, look at me staying up to date.
That's
There she
fantastic.
is.
She's probably
There
a
she
beast
is.
coaching. Nice.
That's awesome. Associate head coach. Yeah, super smart.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
She'll be head coach here in no time, I'm sure.
I mean,
That's awesome.
women's basketball, Tyler, I've always loved the women's basketball team because, like, you know, to compare the two, the women's team was usually really good. And
Yes.
the men's wasn't always there. But, you know,
Yes.
I mean, so many great players. And, you know, like, Caitlin, what's her name? Caitlin, Iowa girl.
Yeah.
Like the biggest,
Yep.
biggest name in what's her name?
Yeah.
Caitlin what?
Caitlin. Oh yeah. Dude, my brain must be fried because I can't remember anybody's name today. Like
but anyway,
biggest
her
women's name ever. Yeah.
and then the UConn, Caitlin Clark, and then like the UConn players, like I can't remember their names right now either, even though usually I can. But you know, you had those teams like throughout the years that were really good. Like the UConn women, they didn't lose for like 5 years or something, you know.
Oh, it was insane.
They just kept winning and winning.
It was just insane, man. You talk about just a machine, and Gino Ariema, man, he gets those girls playing. Yeah, Paige Bucher, she's a phenomenal player. Diana Taurasi, oh my gosh, she was just an animal for all her years, and Maya Moore. Yeah, all these women were just like,
weren't they all on the same team? These girls, these ladies
yeah,
too?
I think they were, man, and that's why, like, I mean, nobody could come anywhere close to them. Like, it was crazy how good they were.
Rebecca Lobo, she's a commentator, but anyway, Tyler, and then there was another girl that played for Penn State that was there when I was there. What was it, Maggie Lucas? Yeah, she was legit.
Yep. Legit. She was intense, man. I remember when she first came and we would do some shooting drills together. I'm like, dude, this girl's tough, man.
Yep.
She can go. She can really go. Yeah, she was almost like very kind of similar to Kelly in a way, you know, just could shoot the heck out of it, super competitive. Maggie was awesome, man. She was a great representative of Penn State for sure.
Yep.
And
Kelly Mazzani was the girl version of Joe Crispin. That's like they were.
Yeah, she was.
It's literally what it was. Yeah.
And they made the Final Four in what year? 2004 or something like that.
It was 2000, if I remember right. I think it was like my
Kelly, that makes
sophomore
sense.
year. Yep. Yeah, they were really, really good. Helen Darling, I believe, was on that team. I think she was like a junior or senior guard. I'm blanking on all those names, but man, they were super tough that year. Yeah, the Penn State women's basketball's had a lot more success in the postseason than the men's team has. It's just kind of how the way it's been, man. They've had a really good history of success there. And hats off to him, man. Hopefully the men can start catching up here at some point.
I think next year the men are gonna. I think these young guys are gonna get better, and Kate Mingo will be back next year. Like I think next year, I think this year's gonna be a growing year. Is what I'm getting at for sure.
Yeah,
for the men.
Yeah, I think they're gonna keep building. And then Allie Campbell, she was another one that she was good too, because she was at UConn, then she came back, right?
yeah. She went to high school locally here around here, and then went to UConn or went to Notre Dame, and then did she get hurt there, or maybe she got hurt in high school. I think she went to Notre Dame
because she came back, and I saw her at the gym the one day. I saw her at the gym. She was with Will Morse. She was there with him, and she was working with Tyler. And that's the first time I saw her in person. I was like, holy crap. Like, I can't believe I'm seeing her right now, because she was so well known,
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm glad she's here. But yeah, I think she did get hurt at Notre Dame, because when she came here, I think that's why she's in there working with Rob. She's in there working with Rob.
Cool.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So
yeah, that's the right place to be, man. Rob will get her going back on track for sure.
Oh yeah, that's for sure. But yeah,
Wait,
going
Kelly
forward,
Mazzani
guys.
was at Georgetown. Did she just go to Bucknell? I'm confused. She must have just went there.
I don't know.
Yeah, I think that's pretty recent. She might have been there last year, but I'm not sure.
I'm playing catch up. I haven't looked it up in a while. Yeah. 2023, she was an assistant coach at Georgetown. Okay. To 2024. Okay. Makes sense.
Yeah, Bernal, that's a good call. You don't need a ton of guys like you do in football to really get a team launched to that next level. I mean, if you get a couple good guards, and that's really all it took. When I was playing, you had Christian brothers come in, you had Tyus Ivory and Jared Stevens, Johnson Klein. I mean, you don't need 15, 20 guys. I'm hoping some of these guys will be the ones that really start to build this thing back up. And I think that sometimes your best recruiting are your players, especially in this day and age. Like when they get their buddies to come play with them, like that's what happened with Pat Chambers when he recruited a couple of guys out of Philly. He got one guy, and then that guy was like, "Hey, man!" Like he convinced his teammate to come, and they've been recruiting him too. And then they got one or two other guys. All of a sudden, we had never recruited Philly well before. All of a sudden, we had 5 guys from Philly. And I remember talking to Chambers, and he's like, "They said we couldn't do it. They said we couldn't recruit Philly, and we just did." But it was really cool. A couple guys that won from the state championship team, and all of a sudden, boom! Lamar Stevens, and we got some studs.
Yeah. I always, to go back to what you said about basketball, is different than football. I always thought it's easier to upset a team in basketball than it is in football. Like it's night and day difference, I think.
Yes.
Just the way the game's played and everything. You have more chances in basketball to catch up, and there's just more opportunities than football, I feel like. Anyways.
That's so true. That's so true. I mean, that's what you see every year in NCAA tournament. These teams that on paper and physically they just don't look like they can compete, but you have an off shooting night, or you have you makes too many turnovers, or some team maybe is a little bit more disciplined and takes care of the ball and gets you in foul trouble, and all of a sudden you're hanging in there at the end of the game and find a way to win. So yeah, I think it'd be fun to see some kind of chart or whatever. Somebody out there could probably, or maybe has already done this, but how much more likely you are to get an upset in football versus in basketball.
Yeah. Tyler, do you remember? I always forget his name, but he was this older guy. He was a coach. He had the glasses on. He had the basketball camp, and he helped raise Allen Iverson. You know who I'm talking about?
I do. I don't know his name.
But I can't remember his name. But I went to his camp when I was younger. It was at our high school, and man, he was so knowledgeable, and I learned so much from him. It was like a 3-day camp or something, but it was so fun.
Yeah.
And
that's really cool.
Yeah, but I can't remember his name. But there's like this documentary on AI right now on Prime, I think, or something, HBO.
Oh, that's cool.
He's my favorite player of all time. AI. That's my guy.
Yeah,
So,
dude. What a like transformative player he was, man. I mean, he wasn't 6 feet tall. Like they came and they actually had their training camp at Penn State for 2 years while we were there, and that was right in like the prime of like AI years. And he carried that Philly team to the final. I don't know how they got to the finals against the Lakers because he was legit, and then a lot of role players around him. But he, I remember him coming in the training room one time, and he's on his phone, and he's really mad about something, and he's yelling at somebody. He's like, "I said $10,000, man, $10,000," and he was like, he was yelling about something. But we would watch him in practice, and man, he was so little. I'm like, how is this guy so stinking good, man? Was John Thompson?
He was little.
I don't know if John Thompson would have been doing camps at your high school though.
I think it was. Hold on, let me Google him because all I need is a name and I'll.
Okay. On this date, AI.
If we're talking about favorite players, I mean, Vince Carter's mine. Like he's one of my favorites.
Well, no, it wasn't John Thompson. No, it was. He's a white guy, Tyler. But Vince Carter. I always wanted the horseshoe on my arm because of Vince Carter, that poster he had of him dunking that ball. And he's a North Carolina guy too. So
yeah. I mean, there's always been a lot of good athletes, but man, when that guy is like jumping over 7-footers, like that was. I can remember when like video was just becoming a thing on the internet, and you'd like wait forever for it to buffer. You're like, just wait, it'll be worth it. Just wait.
Vince Carter, man, loved him.
And he played a lot of years, man. He played like 20-something years or something.
He was 42 or something around that.
Yeah. He might have been the oldest guy, I think.
No, he's 48.
He played pretty impressive, man.
Yeah,
well, when I was a kid, Tyler, like I grew up listening to Jim Rome, Craig Carton, and I would get SI Kids, and Vince Carter was on the cover the one time, and I used to have these SI Kids posters all over my room. But yeah, that's the dunk right there. That's the come on. That's the horseshoe I wanted right there. That motivated me in the gym to get that horseshoe in my arm.
You got 2 horseshoes now, man.
Nobody made insane dunks look more effortless than Vince Carter.
Effortless. That's the perfect word.
Yep.
That guy.
Nonchalant. Like that's another word for him. Just nonchalant, just going up there. Like just crazy.
Yeah. Ty Lawson from UNC was my guy. Well, and then back in the day, another reason why I like UNC is Tyler Hansborough. That guy was the Tim Tebow of college basketball.
Great analogy.
But back in the day, Tyler, like I remember when they won in like 2002, I think it was. But you also I was a big Carmelo fan for Syracuse because they won the national title, and then when the UNC won it in like 2002, 2003, I forget their one post player, but he was really good.
Sean May? I'm making that up.
Maybe, yeah. Maybe. But I just remember him like he was this big dude, and they were just so dominant,
Yeah. I think they won it in 05 also. Maybe it was 02 or 03, but they had like Jawad Williams on the team. I think Sean May, if I remember right.
Sean May sounds right.
But yeah, Ty Lawson, boy, he was a stud. Tyler Hansborough, he like the whole country loved him unless you were Duke. And but he just fought, man. There was like nothing fancy about him. He just worked and did it, and got a few years in the NBA.
Yeah. You were at a camp with AI, you said? Like you saw him in person?
Oh yeah, so we literally are just like it's October and we're like just starting our season, and the NBA they're having their preseason, so teams will get away from their city and they go somewhere. So they came to Penn State, and um, who's the coach at the time? Larry Brown was the head coach,
Yep.
and so Jerry Dunn would like be there all the time, like kind of watching the practices and stuff, and we'd poke our heads in and watch them practice, and they were all like really good dudes to us and really cool, and we would always laugh because Larry Brown would like stretch with the team and all that stuff, and then all of a sudden like the Sixers leave town, and all of a sudden Jerry Dunn's stretching with our team and stuff. and But no, it was really cool. For 2 years, they held it there, and then the one year they had an exhibition game at the BJC, and they played the Washington Wizards. And who was on the Wizards at the time? Michael Jordan. So Jordan came in, and we got to see him play, which was pretty awesome.
Yep.
And he
I remember
made
that.
things look effortless. He was like super just efficient, didn't have to move fast, and because we're all like, waiting for him to do like, all this explosive, amazing stuff. But he's like, no, I don't have to do that. I can just be super effective and just, take a few steps here, one step here, boom, I just got you.
Well, he doesn't want to blow out his knee. He had to take it easy at that point.
Yeah, exactly. I just read a funny article about him where he went to a golf tournament in Florida and he rented a house for a week. Did you see this, Lesko, at all? Did you see the
Yeah.
story? And so the guy who owned the house was like, "Hey, I just have one request. Like my son, like I told him all about you, and he's watched all your videos, and he's like, would you just shoot a free throw?" And Jordan's like, "Man, I haven't picked up a ball in like years." And the guy asking him was like, "Well, were you nervous?" He's like, "Yeah, I was nervous." He's like, "Felt like there was so much pressure to like give this kid like, just a little moment." And they're like, "Well, did you make the shot?" He's like, "Of course I made the shot. I swished it, man."
It's like, yeah, I switched it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was funny. Well, he said he hasn't touched a basketball in 30 years, which I don't know, like Michael Jordan, I just feel like if he's saying that, then he's being honest. I mean, he hasn't touched a basketball in 30 years, which is crazy to think about, that he hasn't touched a basketball in 30 years,
I just looked up, does Michael Jordan still have his hoop earring in? He does. It's confirmed. He still has it.
You ever see that guy that imitates his walk? He coaches people on how to imitate his walk on TikTok. He's like, "This is how you do it," and he broke it down.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Well, that's funny because everyone in this world has their own distinctive walk. Nobody walks like you, Mark. Nobody walks like Tyler. Nobody walks like me. Everyone has their own walk. That's the coolest thing. Like nobody has the same walk as somebody else.
I will say this though. I think athletes, if you were an athlete, like you have an athlete walk,
Oh yeah.
But it differs between each person, obviously. But yeah, that's Joe and Michael right there.
Oh, that's right. Joe Gardner shutting them down.
He said he went 0 for 1 against Joe's. Like, yeah, he went 0 for 1 against me. So he'll take it, man. But
Jordan Stopper couldn't score on you, Joe. Couldn't score on you.
Well, guys, I got work pretty early here, so I probably got.
Yeah, Brett and I, we always get on. We're like, yeah, it'll be a quick one tonight, and then like an hour 45 later, we're still.
This could be considered a quick one for us. Hour 24.
Yeah. Tyler, I started this show because I wanted to have you and Brett on together, so we got it done, and we're all so busy. I mean, I fell asleep for like an hour before I got on here. I was so tired. So we're all so busy, man. So we'll get it. We'll get another episode lined up here.
Yeah. I'm sorry for having to keep putting it off and stuff.
Oh no,
I'm glad we could make it tonight. This was fun.
We've done it later than this, so. But yeah, All right, guys. Well, let's hope we keep winning. I mean, the
Yeah.
out of conference schedule looks good for Penn State basketball, and I agree they should win out. But we'll see. We just got to stay healthy. So.
Yeah, 100%. And a little shout out to our buddies Burnout and Vance and
Yeah.
anybody else
guys.
watching. Thanks for being part of the convo, man. I always love hearing from other people chiming in. So really good stuff.
Yeah, and happy Veterans Day to everybody.
Happy Veterans Day.
Happy Veterans
Go
Day.
Vets, baby. Let's love on those vets anyway, anytime we
Absolutely.
can, man.
Absolutely.
We owe them so much. We can sleep easy and rest easy at night. I never have a concern about, any kind of enemy, foreign country or anything, and that's all because of them. So thank you.
Yeah, watch the Marines doc on Netflix. It's really good.
Ooh, that'd be amazing.
It's like Hard Knocks, but for Marines. So
wow, is it like a whole season?
Yeah. I just started watching it. I think it's like a few episodes. Like they're just following them. They're in the Pacific. It's real.
Ooh,
like
nice.
It's a real. They're following them. They're talking to them. Like, yeah, it's really cool. But our
Really
military is, they're the best.
They are, man. The show that I love watching, and actually I'll watch it while I work out sometimes, is Special Forces. You ever watch that one on Fox?
Mm-hmm.
Man, that's my favorite, man. Like they just keep coming up with this stuff to like, different tests and stuff to throw these people into. And I'm just like dying laughing. It's so easy for us to watch it and think like, what do you guys think you're getting yourselves into with some of these people? I'm like, you should not be on the show. But it's fascinating, man. I can't imagine how hard it was, but it makes you think like, okay, like, could I survive some of that stuff? And like, you would love it, but hate it all at the same time.
Yeah, my cousin's husband, he's a ranger, and he's like a lieutenant colonel. Like he's the highest rank I think he's like the highest rank you can get. And
wow.
he talked to me about Ranger School, and I would see the documentaries and I'm like, man, that looks absolutely horrible. And I would talk to him about it. He's like, it's not that bad. He's like, we fall asleep sometimes standing up, and we're putting coffee grinds in our eyes to stay awake, but we're fine. It wasn't that bad. I'm like, oh yeah, it sounds great.
In our eyes.
Yeah, it's one of the tricks. They put coffee grounds like in their eyes and in their nose, and that's how tired they are, So
yeah,
but
incredible,
all right,
man.
All
right, team.
Yeah,
see you guys.
Thanks, Tyler.
Thanks, Mark. See you guys
later.
See you.
Bye-bye.